Well, hello, plastic addicts, and welcome back to Jason's Model Shop, the place where I make artisan replicas of science fiction and pop culture subjects. So I'm not limited to just Star Trek or Star Trek. I can do the Ghostbusters car, or I can do the F-14 from Top Gun. Take your pick, as long as it falls within something entertainment. So obviously I'm ready to go here. Change my night for the people who... Well, no one watches regularly, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. Tuesdays and Fridays just a bit better. I can start early, and that way I'm also not competing with, well, not that it's competition, but that way I'm not overlapping with my good friend Kenny Conklin's HobbyLink International live streams on Wednesdays and Saturdays, which start at 7. So, obviously, I'm ready to go. I got my iced tea. My ketchup chips, and here, listen to me chew. So, seriously, this thing dropped out. Well, we're off to a good start tonight. Be just a minute here while I reset this. So, last time we were working on the Kelvin, and I started, did some photo etch, and laid out some fiber optics. And tonight it's pretty much just going to be lighting and colors and seeing how many strands I can get into one, one thing. I'm hoping to get away with only a couple LEDs in there, but it's probably going to be more. Let's see if we can figure out the, Let's see if we can figure out the, oh my goodness, the impulse engine while we're at it. Hey, look at that, we're back again, and now I got to adjust this. Okay, let's see how it works this time. Oh, I went out and got I believe this is the 5mm rod, so I can actually start mounting this on the stand, which also needs to be painted. And here we go. Lots of goodies in here. So that is a whole bunch of 0.5mm fiber optic strands. I was hoping to do 2, 1 per side. I don't think that's going to work. And the other thing I did, I went ahead and assembled the impulse engine. I don't know why it's being such a fucking asshole tonight. Probably our shitty internet through Rogers. We got a new modem. We were having trouble with the old one. It was old tech. Like, it was old when we got it. And they sent us a new one, which is supposed to be, oh, hey, God, tell me how to say this. Enid. I feel stupid because I don't know how to say your name. Anyway, hey man, how are you doing? Welcome to the shit show. I am. Haha! Holy shit. I got it now. Anyway, you arrived just in time for me to tell you how shitty our internet is through Rogers.com up here in Canada. But there's not a whole lot of choice, so it's either Bell, which I will never use. Oh, and my, this one's being an absolute cunt tonight. If there are language things on Twitch tonight, I am up the creek because this is very, very frustrating. Anyway, so where were we? Anyway, and how are you? Thanks for joining. What is up with you tonight? So, if this is cooperating. So, I had to take the clear piece and open up the back. And pretty much open up the whole thing. I mean, this would have been better just be sent as a resin piece. I mean, thank you, Green Strawberry, for doing a 2-piece photo etch. But I'm going to have to do a lot of filling around the edges just to kind of take down this harsh edge. And I think all we're going to do is just open this trough up a little bit more and probably put a couple small SMDs back there to light the impulse engine and keep it as simple as possible. Oh, thank you that you've been loving the streams. I'm still learning how to be entertaining because my long-form content doesn't do particularly well over on YouTube, which funnily enough, everything's great. Rogers doesn't suck at all, Aaron. What was I saying? Oh yeah, YouTube sent me a survey about where I post, and I was more than happy to... Oh, I wasn't hanging anything. That was... this cam keeps dropping out on me. I'm going to have to get I guess I'm going to have to get a webcam for this one. Anyway, so YouTube, I'm not even talking about modeling right now. YouTube sent me a survey, and I was more than happy to tell them exactly how well I'm doing on TikTok relative to their garbage platform. Which, by the way, their whole thing right now is that shorts, YouTube shorts. This will boost your stuff. We're really pushing on shorts. If I get 70,000 views on TikTok and 50,000 views on Instagram Reels for the same piece of content, and 400 on YouTube, you tell me where the problem is. Because it sure as shit isn't not making content that people engage with. Because if that were the case, come here, you, I would not be getting the views on the other channels. So, I only use YouTube now to host my stream replays, and they're like the third choice for when I do... oh, come here, you. Didn't I order some? I think I'm missing a package. I believe I ordered some 470 ohm resistors. Well, sorry to anyone who's watching. I'm all over the place tonight. I know I ordered some. Come on. Here, orders. Was expected November 17th, on the way. Well, it is now November 29th. So I gotta deal with that. Fucking Amazon. Just one more thing to deal with. So, let's get all our tools out here. Got the helping hands. We got some wire. We're going to use this. I kind of like this silicone. Yes, go check the mail, even though I was downstairs twice already. The silicone insulated. Holy shit, brain. Insulated. It's just much more flexible and much thinner than this this other stuff that I'm using on the second Pilot Enterprise. It's fine. It's just not quite as forgiving as the stuff here. So this is what we're using on the Kelvin. I got my hollow tube, which is essentially going to act as our collar for the LED, and maybe I did not check when I was down there. But yeah, this thing should arrive before I left for Virginia. And so it probably did, and then got stolen. Because that's what happens to my Amazon packages. They get stolen. Anyway, this spot, here, that's out of the way. It's getting a little crowded in here. So, like I was saying, my hope was to get as many of these in one sleeve as possible. I think I'm probably going to have to do 4 would be nice. If I get away with 2, that'd be great, but I mean, it's a 3mm tube, right? So you can only squeeze in so many. But maybe I can do both of these. If I could squeeze them all in. Yeah. Just the amount of spacing and how I laid them out, it might not be realistic. But I'll try to do this and that. Okay, so got my soldering iron on. My brain is not working, I'm forgetting the names of things. Guess I don't need to keep this whole box out. I'm gonna grab 4 of these. You know what? Maybe we'll grab 5 just in case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very important to keep these organized. You know, because the only way to tell which color they are is from this lid. You know, kind of like a box of chocolates. Has a little map inside. Okay, so been a rough start. This was being a bit of a shithead, but I think we're doing okay now. Oh yeah, and I put these phaser hatches on. 2-piece photo etch phaser hatches. I really like these. It's just like the kit supplied covers are fine. It's just the detail's just a bit softer, so it kind of gives a bit more dimension. And of course, I put the lower sensor dome on. There's damaged the surface a little bit, but I'm going to leave that there, and we're going to add that to the battle damage and weathering that we put on this. So we're going to beat this one up a little bit, especially the secondary hull, because as I said, I suck at rescribing lines, and they look terrible. Okay, so right, and we're gonna need this. I switched over to using this UV resin for, my God, just about everything. Things I used to use hot glue for. Best example is here, where I kind of lock these down. I just use the resin and the light, just because it works faster. I don't have to plug it in. Yeah, it's super convenient. Oh, I put another photo etch part on there. Sorry, these little three little windows, dots, whatever, very reminiscent of the original Enterprise. So that was a nice little touch. Okay, maybe I'll stop dicking around, do what everyone came here to see, and that is soldering. So this will be old hat for some, and I'm going to use the 510 resistor instead of the 470, mostly because I haven't got my 470s, and I'm getting low. I'm down to 6. And the 510 is close enough. It doesn't significantly dim, so sorry. Let me say that again. It doesn't cause significant dimming relative to the 470s. So, and I bought this huge thing of resistors that I'm never in my entire life ever going to use. Right. And for anyone not in the know, what I'm doing is pre-tinning, which is getting solder onto the leads, so I can get them secured a bit easier to each other. I apologize if I say this backwards, but no, Cassie would very much be a hindrance in what I'm doing. So, LEDs, positive and negative. Positive is the longer one. I believe it's anode cathode, but I might be saying that backwards, so don't quote me on that. And the resistor, which I'm going to attach to the positive lead. We're going to shorten it way down though. Should we even take a bit more off? And you know what? We're going to shorten it even further. Just so we can save some space. And then we're going to do this. This is going to be the collar. So the LED in one end and the fiber optics in the other, and then they just push them down, and the light. There's going to be so much light inside this confined space. It's even if the end of the fiber optic isn't directly on the surface of the LED, there'll still be enough light in there to illuminate the whole thing. And we'll go with a little bit longer collar. So these are about an inch. No, an inch will be fine. And this is my razor saw, which is a wonderful tool. It's a big tool, and I don't need it very frequently, so sometimes it gets in the way, but well, when you need it and you have it, I'm going to need, oops, this, clean this up a little bit. Wasn't my best cut, but we're not going for looks here. We're going to be going for, does it work? Does it fit? Will I get light? Actually, I'm going to do it. Whoop. This way. So this is UV activated, and this is a UV flashlight. There we go. And we're actually going to lock the fiber optics in with this as well. And there we go. And then we'll have an inch to get all these guys in. Whoop. Still a little bit sticky there. Pretty good stuff. It doesn't always cure immediately. Sometimes there's a little bit of residual stickiness, but there we go. That ought to do the trick. Set that aside. We don't need you. Put this here. Aaron, I do what I want. Flush cutters, so I can get a nice, get these as flat as possible, which will help with light transmission. There we go. So if all these go in here, they all fit, that would be amazing. Oh yeah. Except for that one that came out. Okay, come here, you. That's okay though, because I'm gonna slide into their DMs. Well, that's what you get for living in Smiths Falls and being an isolationist. So I can get these ones in. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get that last one in. I think using a small strand is going to have bitten me in the ass. Yep. So we will figure out something with that one. So now we have those in. Let's lock them down. Maybe do a lighting test. This is still functioning properly, so that's nice. I'm not going to light block these because it might not work. It might not work, but the bridge dome is going to be right above it. So I put all my these guys in the middle here. I might have enough intensity. I don't need to add supplemental lights. We'll see. It's not the end of the world if I have to, but for convenience, it sure would be nice. Okay, I'm just going to slide you back there. And we need this. And either this will work, or it'll be a huge embarrassing failure. Let's all hope for the latter. And there we go. Kelvin has windows. We're going to leave these long until it's painted, and then I'll trim them back as close to the hull as possible. But yeah, the best part about them, I don't know if this will work. When I have this on the edge, you can see there's just a little bit. It glows out the end, but there's just a little bit that comes down the strand. So if you leave them out just a little bit, you can get kind of a whole round glow. This is kind of why I like using fiber optics for flashers on the bigger things like the Refit Enterprise. So I use a 1mm one, and have it sticking out just the right amount, the whole thing illuminates instead of just the top. Now, interesting thing about fiber optics, if you apply some heat very close to it, it'll round the end and it actually acts more like a spotlight. I'll have to bring up my Pegasus at some point and show how I did that to great effect. At least where it's still working, one of the LEDs burned out. Go figure. So, first one down. Yeah, you have to use at least three. So 1, 2, 3. And I can probably get that little guy over into here. And get a little iced tea break. Peace tea. I'm not averse to the idea of sponsorship. Hit me up. I do have 22 followers, you know. I don't mean to brag. But the truth is, I would rather have 22 people who want to watch what I'm producing than a million who just subscribe and don't do anything. Because what's the point? Why bother creating if no one's going to... I guess you should create for yourself, but... Blah, blah, blah. I'd rather have an engaged audience who is interested in the work I'm doing. Alright, so... time to repeat the process. Do this a couple more times. Still need you, put you over here. Whoop. If there's time tonight, yeah, we'll hog out the we'll hog this out. But I won't be able to test the light yet because I actually need to paint and light block the impulse engine. Mount it. So it might just be fiber optics tonight. And then I'll paint the hull in the off time. I might do this part though with these awful fitting segments, which we'll talk about some more. I will say I probably could have more people watching, but I don't really leverage the audience I have on YouTube or TikTok. I sometimes remember to put a post up, but it's usually pretty late in the game. And look, if you're not interested in being on Twitch, I don't expect you to change platforms, which is why these always get uploaded to YouTube. So they're marked as the build and the date. So it's easy enough to figure out. And I've created a playlist, so everything's all... if you stumble on it's all in proper order. So if you don't want to be on Twitch, that's fine with me. I get it. Be on the platforms that work for you. I should be doing little snippets to promote them once excuse me, once they are on YouTube, but I'm just really shitty at doing it. But I'm also a fan of organic growth. Wow, did I even get any on there? And that I can do, you know, I can push what I can, but I'm not interested in things like vanity metrics or whatnot, because I do believe that people who stumble on it because they're looking for it make the best viewers, even though statistically, if you look at YouTube, people who watch from search tend not to stick around the longest. But I get it at the same time. The long form content on YouTube is essentially this, but a bit more curated. Whereas, you know, someone might be looking up how to install fiber optics. And because of the metadata in a video of mine, it'll say, yes, I do fiber optics, but that's not the whole video. So, you know, they jump on, like, oh, okay, I'm not sticking around for 20 minutes to find this piece. I'm going to move on to the next one. I get it. And that's where the browse feature, as much as YouTube kind of pisses me off, that's where the browse feature really does work, when it knows where to put the content. But as I was saying to Aaron the other night, you know, for every night shift, which YouTube never fed me. I got that in Jerry at HDA Modelworks told me about night shift. Two of the ones he recommended were Night Shift and Plasmo. I find Night Shift more engaging. Martin is just a better host. And that's fine. I mean, not everyone can do it. Like, you can have the skill to do the model making or whatnot, but might not be the most engaging. Anyway, I didn't really have a particular... excuse me. Oh, Fanny Golf. You're making me blush, my man. No, thanks for dropping in. How's things on your end? You just came in as I was rambling. I had no point. It was more of a, hey, YouTube is awesome but sucks at the same time. Fundamentally, it comes down to the algorithm, and the algorithm is not good. Because it's designed to promote things that are good. And then so you watch one thing, and then that's all you see on your feed for the next 3 weeks. And that's why, like, TikTok, when they're specific, that was one of the questions in the survey. I'm like, TikTok's great because it feeds me lots and lots of different things, as well as the things I've, like, looked at a long time or liked or engaged with. YouTube is not good at that. And if you're a creator on YouTube, it can be very, very frustrating. I mean, I've been grinding for 10 years, and that's why I've pretty much given up on it. It's really just a place to park my content. I have no... My growth on Instagram and TikTok, although small compared to a lot of people, is explosive compared to my experiences on YouTube. And I've lost faith in the platform. And people who train it, like, ooh, we can help you make blah, 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 make you great content and people will love you and you'll get all the dollars. Like, no, you won't. You really won't. No one knows what they're doing. Because what you did to get popular does not account for luck and opportunity. You can prepare for it as much as possible. Oh, you're taking me with you as in I'm on your phone? Anyway, blah, blah, blah. YouTube kind of sucks. It can be very frustrating. Oh, son of a bitch. This guy came out. Lock that back down. And yeah, it is no longer a major part of my my strategy for gaining viewers and having people reach out to me for commissions, which is pretty. How do I say? The engagement for that is pretty good. I do several quotes a month, but I've only had a couple turn into immediate sales. I do know the pricing scares some people away because they're expecting it to be cheap, but it's not. And I don't blame anyone for that. I mean, you got to go with, you can want something, but you got to go with what you can afford. That's just life. So my wife is partner. I don't know what. Yeah, whatever. Is going downstairs to get the mail. And she said, I hope the elevator doesn't get stuck. Tell us that story. So in the last 2 weeks, I've been stuck in the elevator twice because our building sucks and they refuse to replace the elevator. I know that because my current boss at Build Able used to be an elevator repair tech, and he spent a lot of time in this building knowing that they won't replace the elevators. Anyway, so the first time it happened wasn't too bad. It stopped. It got me all the way to the second floor, and then it stopped. And within a few minutes, it was going again. The other day, how was it? Whatever, a few days ago. We got in. It made terrifying noises, and I was scared. Yeah, it does that. They all do that. They're awful. They're really awful. Got in the morning, hit the button to go down. There's another guy in the elevator with me. The door almost closed, then almost opened, then almost closed, then almost opened, then almost closed, then closed, and nothing happened. So we hit the emergency call button, which I guess was connected to someone's cell phone because they couldn't hear us and we couldn't hear them. Bang up job, guys, by the way. Anyway, they eventually got to the point where we could tell them what floor we were on, and they said, hang tight, the repair people are coming. No, ETA. Eventually, the door opened again, and there was some garbage in the way. And we carried on with our day, and didn't bother telling them that we were out because, fuck that. Get your shit together. Yeah, that's it. It's just once again, just an irritation. Just, yeah, our elevators suck. So I went through the same procedure, laid out some fiber optics. Hoping this will reach over. I'm hoping these ones are long enough to reach over to here because I'd really like to catch this last little guy. Yep, we can do that, it looks like. Yeah. So we're going to do this so I can catch this little strand. It was a leftover. I should have cut it long enough, but I didn't. Because I was like, I can get away with it. I, in fact, could not get away with it. Alright, time for a chip break. So how's everyone doing? I don't even know how many people are watching, because from what I'm looking at, there's like... I just had the chat in my stream. Alright, so I got to convince Amazon to give me my money back for my resistors that never arrived. This is so weird. I got to go through the whole procedure, the whole song and dance. Pure Later lost the jacket I sent back. And I lost the receipt that proved that Pure Later has it, so there's $120 gone. Welcome to Bitchin' and Modeling with Jason. Alright, so looks like we're going to get away with 3, which I am quite happy with. Alright. And same as before, tin, cut, solder, collar, resin, test fit the strands, and then resin again to lock them in place, boom, fiber optics. Some people don't understand why I like working with fiber optics. I mean, they're not always that convenient, but I don't know, I kind of like the effect. So I just use them where I think they're going to be most effective. Oh, I shouldn't have cut that in so soon. That's going to cost me. Oh, I did it again. Didn't get enough solder all the way up here. And cut that back. Put that aside. There's that. Styrene tube. 1 inch-ish. Okay. Or just ream that out to get the excess out. Helping hands, if you don't have them, I would highly recommend them. Very convenient. A little resin, a little hardened. So yeah, this is much more convenient than using hot glue and the hot glue gun. Just you get a cord, you got one more tool in the way. We can use hot glue where it's effective, but for the cost of this, it's you can't beat it. Let's see what we can do here, because we want to get these guys over here and aligned with this. I'm going to try something. This might bite me in the ass. No, we're not doing that. In you go. See if that catches it. And then just give it a little bit more for good measure. It really is amazing, this liquid resin. I've been using it for a lot, including Windows on the Enterprise, and there's videos over my TikTok and Instagram about that. I'm still getting bubbles in them. I'm trying to sort that out. So this one I'm going to treat a little bit differently because I want to get it locked down. I want it clear of this. I have wires coming up through for the from the nacelle. Yep. There we go. That'll hold that in place, and then we'll put this one here. This one we're actually going to bend the leads over, though. Because we're going to do this, and then we're going to do the same on this one. And that way I can aim them away from each other. We're going to attach wiring them the first. And yeah. Then this is essentially done, except for painting the impulse engine. And that'll probably pretty much wrap up our hour. Stronger than hot glue? Yes and no. It really depends on the application. For example, I was using low temperature hot glue to hold fiber optic strands down before, but then you risk that it degrades them, and then they eventually break if there's too much bend on them. So this solves that problem. So most hot glue applications I'm using the resin now just for the convenience. There's no heat. I don't have to worry about, you know, that little gun everywhere. I can just do the same. I have had it pull away on this, though. My plan was to reinforce the joints with resin, but it looks like it pulled away here, but not completely. Oh, maybe just the edge. So yeah, so these joints where the hull halves meet the bottom are resin reinforced. Yeah. Okay, so chip. Okay. Well, I'm not done with the soldering gun. So I need to order more of this. This stuff's really... I really do like it compared to the other stuff. Okay, so we're going to do... So I'm going to wire up each one individually and then have all the wires meet in one source. Because the way this is done, the nacelle is where the power comes in, then up through here, like this, and then the upper saucer, and then up into the engineering hull, or secondary hull, whatever you want to call it. I would imagine that you could find something that would work with that, like find an application that works with that. And yeah, if you don't have to worry about the hot glue gun, if you just apply a dab of this instead of it, and then cure it up with the with this, it does. The solar res comes with an activator. But I mean, then you get into, you know, mixing and measuring, and it's just easier with this. And I am a lazy modeler, and would like to put in the least amount of effort possible while still achieving the best results possible. They said it wasn't possible. All right. That's a little better. Whatever. So, I've said this before. What I'm about to do, don't do this. Because it's not good for your teeth. But I don't have a wire stripper small enough for this. And because there's a very good chance I have ADHD, I forget. Once I'm done, it'll sight out of mind. And then I get to this situation, I'm like, shit, I could really use some wire strippers. And you know what I'm going to do? After having this conversation, I'm going to forget again. Good thing I got a dental plan now. But luckily, Lisa doesn't need braces. Yeah, so I'm going to do this, and then we're going to talk about the construction of the Kelvin again. I have no idea if this thing is blowing my... This thing blowing at my forehead, so I really can't see. Because of the way my setup is. Because my setup's not made for streaming. Like, I should say for monitoring streaming. And a little bit of pre-tinning again. So we're going to do a couple here now. One. Two. Like, I could have and should have probably done this first, but yeah, it's I mean, like, I'm not going to be one of those guys who tells you do it this order or this way all the time, because I'm in construction, and I'm working with a young gentleman now, 22-year-old, just a kid. I'm 44, I can say that now. No, he is quite wonderfully smart. He's astute, and he knows things I wish I knew at 22, 21. He's got a good head on his shoulders. And we were talking about how there are carpenters who are like, no, you have to do it this way, when it makes no difference. It's more of a technique thing. Like, it's not like he's doing things wrong. I mean, the point is that I don't want to be that kind of modeler who's like, no, you have to do it this way. It's the only way to do it. I don't give a shit how you get to the end result as long as you get to the end result. And if I can help you get there, whether it be I make something for you, commission's open by the way, or you learn from watching my process. All that matters is that you achieve what you want to achieve and you enjoy doing it. There we go. We'll do a few more. Yeah, and then we'll kind of lay these out kind of a bit more cleanly and then just have them set so they kind of meet up around here so that I can splice in the power and then carry it up to the upper half of the saucer when I'm ready. Sorry if I'm very bad at keeping this centered. Kind of get in my head when I'm working and don't really think about whether things are visible. I'm working on it. I'm getting there. Ooh, that looks terrible. I think we'll redo this one. Not loving that. I mean, look at the connection's not going to go anywhere, but okay, and then one more. And then we'll kind of lock everything down and see if we can make it a little prettier. Starting to feel the heat in here. It's been on for a while. That's my venerable old soldering iron that I've had since like 2013. Luckily, they still make tips for it because these tend to wear out easily, but they're fairly long. I've kept on my old ones. I could use the Dremel tool and, you know, reshape them in any way that I want. And I'll bring this up. I'll do this. All right, I did that thing again where I don't have enough solder up here. Say we try this again. And there we go. Oh, little stretch. Big stretch. Okay, so now I'm going to lock these two down here. Just so I want that light shining upward for the bridge dome. It probably won't be enough, but that's okay. Because you notice the other reason I think I didn't make the inside of this white, because I was using fiber optics, so there's no need to worry about having good light transference, refraction, whatever. Erin has the Beverly Hills Cop song stuck in her head. We just watched it last night because I'm not very good at anymore. I'm not good at picking new movies to watch. I don't have the patience or the trust that they're going to be worth my while. So I just watch old stuff. Like before we started this, we watched Terminator 2, which is a fucking amazing movie. From a technical standpoint, both of them are perfect. Story structure-wise, they're amazing. That's not all there is to making movies, though. Oh, is that going to cause me problems? That might cause me a problem. Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? So I feel like maybe a bit. Well, we'll see. We will see, won't we? That doesn't matter if it goes over them. Actually, you know what I think I'm going to do is this. I'm going to run them around. What gauge wire is this? Hold on a second. I think it's 30 gauge. 30 gauge. Just look this up on Amazon. That's where I got these. And okay, I'm going to cut these all off at the same. So there's a bit of waste. I tend to waste wire. It's terrible, I know. Note to self. Get wire strippers that'll do 30 gauge. Alright, let's do this and do test lighting and see what we get. But I imagine everything's going to work just fine. Where did I put that? Right here. Okay. Just a second to make some room here. This, out of the way. You go back over here. Back over here. There. And there we go. everything works. And when I trim those down, we'll have some great lighting on this. So that's probably going to wrap it up for tonight. It's very easy to go down the rabbit hole and do a lot of stuff. I want to keep this digestible. So things I need to do next time. I'm going to take some flat stock and just, instead of trying to fill these and re-etch them, I'm just going to cover them for simplicity, because doing these as separate pieces was a stupid idea by Moebius, and quite frankly, there's a reason they were bought out by Pegasus, because half their stuff is great, half their stuff is garbage. This is going to be too high. I know it already. So I'm not going to be able to close the hole, so you need to figure out what to do there. I can move it, but it'll affect this fiber optic. But I mean, sacrificing one for the greater good. That's probably what's going to happen. But maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe I can shave it down. It looks like it's not too high. The question is, how far will it... Yeah, we'll see. Worst case, I'm down one fiber optic. Not the end of the world. It's not that. And yeah, so what I'm going to do between now and Friday, I'm going to open that up. I'm going to prep the impulse engine. And then we'll do the lighting and whatnot for that. Do those, and then be ready for the upper hull. We might even attach, I'll probably apply paint to this, to the underside, so we can actually attach the secondary hull. Which, for those who haven't seen it yet, or have been away or whatnot, let's do a little lighting test. So this is, piss off. These are the fiber optics for here. Now these are a bit bigger than those ones. These are 3/4 of a millimeter, so a little bit bigger. A little uneven. It's hard to get it exactly straight. Did a little bit better on this side. Some of this paint is chipping, so I'm going to have to do some paint repairs when I attach the two sections. Yeah, because I didn't think about that. Anyway, so there's that. Warp engines. The output, which is a little hard to tell. There's actually two pieces of photo etch in there. And of course, the best part is this nacelle, this Bussard collector, this multi-piece one that Green Strawberry came up with is amazing. It really is. So, I mean, it's not the greatest model. As you can see here, I did terrible rescribing. So that's why I'm just going to battle damage the whole thing. I mean, not battle damage, I mean just normal wear and tear. Asteroids and shit. Yeah. Because it's going to go on here. And once I do that, I can essentially mount the rod and have it self-standing, so if I have to pack it up every night. Anyway, so that's where we're at. So I'm going to do some prep work between now and Friday at 8 p.m. We'll be back for more. And for the people who hopped in and stuck around, I hope you enjoyed the video. You can find me everywhere at Jason's Model Shop. Same handle everywhere. I was lucky that wasn't taken. I say Twitter, but fuck Twitter. It is a stupid platform that is awful. That's all I had to say about that. But as for, I am most active on Instagram and TikTok. Instagram almost daily, same thing with TikTok. Every few days, as I put what am I trying to say? I don't have a sign off. Very bad at signing off. Anyway, thanks for watching. Find me on everywhere at Jason's Model Shop. A lot of my older stuff is on YouTube, longer form content, so you might find something there that you like. And as always, now that the first Pilot Enterprise has been delivered to my client in Virginia, I got room on the bench. So if you want to commission, hit me up. If you'd like to see the couple photos of the delivery that we did in front of the original series Enterprise at the Smithsonian, that is on my Instagram a few posts ago. So have a good night, everyone. Keep on building, master your models, something inspirational. Take care, y'all. Oh, good, I didn't record. Thought I didn't hit record. Anyway, bye-bye.